Hey guys, Johnny here with Team Legit. Today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to hook up a nice, cheap, lightweight, and compact gimbal for your DJI Phantom. Now I've got a lot of different quads and different aircraft, but I just seem to have the most fun with the Phantom. It's very quick, easy, versatile. You just pull it out and start filming. So let me show you real quick. I've got here my Phantom. I've mounted the Turret 2D gimbal here on the bottom with my GoPro Hero Black right there. I had to use some little standoffs right here just to get it to kind of space away from the bottom of the GoPro, from the bottom of the Phantom, so I can kind of get some a little bit of distance so I don't get any vibrations from the vibration dampening plate. So I've already got the Turret 2D installed. These are nice, pretty inexpensive gimbal. However, there is no the instructions that come with it are terrible, but it's pretty self-sufficient. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out. I've got my wires ran up through the back here and up through the gimbal and then onto the gimbal controller. I have the gimbal controller loose right now because I wanted to show you what I've done here. The gimbal controller came with a lead for the positive and the negative, and then it also came with a servo jumpers. But I wanted to do a nice clean and simple installation. So what I've done here is I've actually took a heavier gauge servo wire and I've just got into the ground and the positive. I replaced the original wires with my own. I don't know if you can see them down there. Camera's having a little bit of trouble focusing there. There it is. So I went ahead and soldered my own positive and negative leads on there. And what I did is I took the signal from the servo wire and I just actually attached that right to the tilt control. This gimbal right here can do tilt and roll. You don't really need the roll, but on my case I do want to control the tilt if I want to fly over something and film down. So all I did was take the servo wire with the red, the positive and the negative, and my signal wire, and I just tapped it right into the tilt control. And I'll show you how I hooked it up inside on the NASA 2. One thing I wanted to show you too real quick, I've got a little switch here. I kind of put a little hideaway switch right here for a specific reason, and I'll show you why right now. So I've got the cover taken off of my Phantom here, and as you can see I've got my NASA there, and there's a little cluster of wires here that are not stock. What this is my servo connector. It comes up, and I tapped into the power right off of the board, right where the battery comes in. One of those power wires is going to the servo connector. The ground is now going to the switch over here. And then I've got another ground wire going into this switch. And then that goes from there to the ground. So basically this switch, what it does is it cuts off power to my gimbal, and it also cuts off power to my immersion 600 milliwatt 5.8 gigahertz transmitter that I have tucked away in there. And the reason I did that is if there's flights that I'm be on the ground or I'm not ready to go, I don't want that transmitter to burn up. So what I've done here is I've added a switch so I can turn on and off my gimbal and my 5.8 gigahertz transmitter. And I tucked my transmitter way back in there. And I don't know if you can see it right there. And I went ahead and drilled a little hole out the back of my Phantom, and I put a right angle SMA connector right there. So basically I can transmit my live video feeds from my GoPro right to the goggles, my Fat Shark Dominator goggles. So that leaves us one last wire, that signal wire for the gimbal control, the tilt control. What I've done here is I plugged that into the signal port of the F2. That's the F2 port on the NASA V2. Maybe different on different multi-rotors, but that port right there connects to it's controlled by the little dial on the back of my transmitter right here, if you can see that. So I could basically control my tilt with my stock DJI Phantom radio. So what I'm going to do is get all this cleaned up, and I'll give you a quick tutorial of what it looks like. Alright, back again. I've got everything all powered on, ready to go. Actually, I didn't turn on the transmitter and the gimbal, which I'll do now. Just flip that switch. You'll see the lights on the gimbal go on. You can't really see in there because I've got a Genzace 2600 milliamp 3S tucked away in there. Somehow I managed to get that to fit. Very, very tight. But it does fit, so I've got everything all powered on. And as you can see, my gimbal is now activated. You can see I've got control of the pitch. And this gimbal kind of works a little bit different than other systems I've seen. That the farther to the extremes you push it, the faster it just moves. And then you've got to get it centered back to, you got to get the stick centered back to make it stop moving. So this is full down. It's going to twitch on me because that wire is not long enough back there. And then full back will also twitch on you because that wire is not long enough back there. But yeah, so I've got a nice, cheap, inexpensive gimbal on my Phantom. And it seems to do the trick and seems to work pretty well. I think I might have hit a switch right there. There we go. So, as you can see, stabilizes pretty well. So for a nice inexpensive gimbal for your Phantom, I would go with the Territ. Unless you've got the budget, then go with the Zenmuse. It's just a little bit lighter, but for the most part, this will do everything I need it to do and more. And I've got my 5.8 gigahertz transmitter back there so I can see my shots. Probably won't be flying much FPV with this aircraft, but there it is, all set up for you guys. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.